Boy, go.
Alrighty.
So today we'll be interviewing Ms. Schaefer, the 8th grade and 7th grade science teacher. Ms. Schaefer, what was your previous career or careers before you became a teacher?
Well, before I became a teacher, in high school I was very, very shy. And I started to work at a pizza place when I was in high school with a friend of mine because I didn't want to work somewhere on my own because I was too shy. And the place that I worked was very lively, it was very busy all the time, and that place really pulled me out of my shell. And I don't think that if I didn't work there, I don't think I would have had the courage and confidence to be a teacher. If I didn't work there, I'd still probably be really shy. And after I worked there, I worked at a veterinary clinic where I got to work on animals because I thought I might want to be a vet or a nurse someday. I really liked the medical field and helping people that were hurt. So I really thought that was good. But when I was working as a veterinary technician, I figured out that I really liked teaching other people about, taking care of their animals and how to care for them and things like that. So when I went to college, I figured out that I wanted to be a teacher instead of all of those other things that I could have been.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's off. I think that is going off.
Next question. Why did you want to become a teacher?
I wanted to become a teacher because, well, first thing, my entire family is made of teachers.
Wow.
So my mom is a teacher, my grandma is a teacher, my grandma's sister's a teacher, my grandma's sister's uncle is a teacher, my grandma's sister's husband is a teacher. Yeah, lots of teachers in my family. So I figured they would like it if I was a teacher, right?
Carry on the tradition?
Yeah, carrying on the family tradition. And, I thought it was really fun. When I went to school in college, I got to shadow other teachers. I got to see real, science teachers in action and see what that was like, and it was really fun. So I thought it would be a great thing to do. Yeah.
Well, you kind of answered the third question, but do you like being a teacher?
I do like being a teacher. I love science, and I think it's really fun to share that with other people, because science can be really hard, and I think it's fun to be able to share, how to make the tough subject of science fun for other people, too.
Alright, next question. What college did you go to as a college teacher?
I went to Worcester State University, and it was a place that was a small school. It didn't have a ton of people, and it was affordable, which was a really big deal for me. I didn't want to have a ton of debt when I left school. But it had a really good science program, and it wasn't a huge program when I first started, but as I went through my 4 years of college, I got to see the science program grow, and I got to be a part of a cancer research study that ended up winning a lot of money for our school, so I got to see the science program grow even bigger, which was really cool to be a part of.
Was that when you figured out a treatment for the skin cancer?
Yes, yeah, that's when we found out a treatment for skin cancer. It was a high blood pressure drug that ended up stopping tumors from growing so fast. So it was really cool, yeah.
What is your favorite class to teach out of the 7th or 8th grade? 7A, 7B, 7C.
Oh, like specifically which one?
Yeah, which class is your favorite class?
I don't know. I have a favorite in every class, but all for different reasons. Like between the 7th and 8th grade, the 7th grade, it's my favorite subject to teach because it's all about animals and life science and cells and biology, and that's what I love. I love biology. But in 8th grade, we get to do all the fun projects, and we're going to be building a lot of stuff. We get to take a lot of measurements and use a lot of scientific tools, so that's really fun too. But in every specific class, there's definitely, something about that class that makes them unique, and it makes them my favorite, but it's all for different reasons.
Alright, this one's kind of another personal question.
Okay.
What is your favorite and least favorite subject that you went to school, in middle school, elementary?
Like when I was your age?
Other than what you teach.
Well, science wasn't always my favorite.
Oh.
Yeah. Science, I thought, when I was in middle school, I thought science was really hard. It kind of connects everything together. It connects English, math, you know, sometimes even phys ed when you have to like run and calculate your speed and stuff like that. So I thought when all of those things came together, it was too much for me at first when I was in middle school. But when I was in middle school, art was my favorite. You know, I think a lot of people like art, you know, and that was my favorite, and my least favorite was math, even though my mom was a math teacher. But when I went into high school, math became my favorite after I had a lot of teachers that helped me, and they helped me kind of see how fun science could be. So eventually science is my favorite, but not in the beginning.
What was your dream job when you were a kid?
My dream job, besides being like an astrophysicist?
Mm-hmm.
No. My dream job, you know, when I was really young, you know, we all come up with these really cool jobs that we think will like hold us and sustain us forever, and then we quickly realize when we're older that that's probably not going to work. But I thought I was going to be like an Olympic horseback rider. I thought that would be a really cool thing to be, you know, but it's not really an attainable goal. But you know, ever since I was in middle school, I was really stuck between being a teacher and being a veterinarian, and I juggled both of those for a really long time.
Yeah, for a long time I've wanted to go into the Navy because my dad, he went into the Navy and he's really successful now. So
Yeah, and I know, and when you have a parent that can show you how great a job can be, and you can see how that job works, and not just like see a picture of what that person does, it makes a huge difference, isn't it?
Alright. Did one of your teachers inspire you to become a teacher?
Yes, I had two teachers that inspired me when I was in high school, and it was for the same reason. I had an art teacher, and I had two art teachers in high school, and one was a pottery and like a 3D science teacher, art teacher, and the other one was like a painting, like 2D science art teacher. And I really got the pottery stuff really well. I thought that was really fun, but when I moved into the painting, you know, I wanted the teacher to help me with a lot of stuff, and I'm like, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I paint it to look this way? And he always told me, you can figure it out. And I'd be like, but I need help. I need it. And he's like, you can figure it out, you can do it. And I felt really frustrated at the time, but I figured out later that he was helping me to kind of take a moment and figure out how to teach myself. And that's a really, you know, that's a serious skill to learn when you're in high school. And the same thing, I had a anatomy and physiology teacher. I learned about the human body, and it was a really complicated class. I had to learn a lot of stuff in a very short amount of time, and he did the same thing. He gave us the tools to teach ourselves, and I'm like forever thankful for those two teachers that I had, because a lot of other teachers spent a lot of time being like, this is what you need to learn, memorize, 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 but they never really taught us how to teach ourselves, which is a really good thing to know, especially when you go into college and you have to figure out how to do that right from the first day.
Maybe that's how you were able to draw that photosynthesis and cellular
Oh, the little
respiration.
project that I did?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like the one was
You had to figure it out.
not really like something that maybe not a person who had a lot of experience being able to draw. And then the second one, bam,
Right.
art teacher.
I know, I just popped up out of nowhere.
Last question.
Okay.
Do you still connect with your previous teachers?
Like, do you like still talk to them?
Yeah, I do, and the school that I worked at before I came here was the school that I went to for middle school, so I had a really good, right? So I had a really good opportunity to work with some of the teachers that I had when I was a middle school teacher.
Kind of like Miss McCoy.
So, yeah.
Miss McCoy used to work, or went to school at Stone Memorial School. You know, she was
Right.
here.
That's right.
It's not the same exact school, but it's still the same.
Right. Some of the same people are still here. So I got to, you know, see them in a different light, and before they were my teacher, and then they were my coworker. So I got to see them in a little bit of a different light, and, you know, they're really cool people, and it was really nice to still, like, stay connected with them. Definitely.
Alright.
Well,
Yeah.
that's all the questions for now.
Thank you.
Thank